Hi everybody. So I decided to do something new today, and I was thinking that it's a great idea to start a career vlog. I was gonna go with like a job hunting vlog or a job seeking job, a job or a job seeking vlog. Anyways, it's been a long day. But I decided, you know what, career vlog is more like a needed thing at this moment because job seeking is just part of a career. Okay, it's the steps that helps you to define where you're going with your career path and everything like that. So today I just wanted to kind of like introduce this new idea that I'm going with, and I hope that everybody will be able to start like networking and talking and providing tips as well, because I'm going to try and give you like what's working for me, and maybe you guys can like dive in and tell us what you're doing in your job searches, for example, and see what's working, what's not working for everybody. So for today, I thought it would be a great idea to just start with the basic thing of a resume. So when I first started my resume, I started my job search back in February of this year, 2024. And basically I had like a very, like, it was not a bad resume. I'll show you now. So here's like what my resume looked like. It's not bad. The layout is pretty general. I just made it a lot smaller so that we can fit on one page just so everybody can see the picture. It wasn't too bad, but it still wasn't like what recruiters are looking for nowadays. So this is what my resume now looks like. I moved away from that one-page resume and I'm now doing a two-page resume, and I'm trying to like incorporate that whole idea is like what recruiters are looking for and such. So I'll quickly touch on like how I'm formatting my things. So when it comes to like my format and why I moved away from the one-page thing was because I realized that I have information that needs to be on that resume. It's not going to fit on one page, firstly, and secondly that I did a little bit of research and I saw that a lot of people are saying that yeah, it's okay to have like a 1 to 2 page resume, and that some companies are actually moving away from just having that 1 page resume and others are not. So I feel like it's your own choice on this one. I'm not gonna, don't say that I'm holding it that it has to be 1 page or it has to be 2 pages. I'm just saying I do 2 pages. Anyways, so the format that I'm following is like this. So I have my header. My header has got my first name and my last name and my credentials. So credential wise, I put those like in a little bit smaller font size just so you can see like where my name is, and also bolded my name. And then I basically like provide like a nice little like line to show you like a borderline for the paragraph. So basically what I was going with is that with your credentials, you put in something like, so I have a bachelor's degree. I put my bachelor's degree down. If I have a certification, I put the certification, even if it's just an acronym, just behind your name. So that the recruiter knows straight away who they're dealing with, what type of credentials that person has. Makes it simple for them. Then I was like, okay, personal information. So the personal information is a bit tricky. You need to have your location, but your location, you shouldn't be giving like your actual home address. Do never ever do that, okay? There is a lot of job scams going out there, and giving them that kind of information is not a good idea. And you would only like really give like your town, I guess, if you're looking for a position in your town area. If you're not, and you're just like doing remote work like I am, I'm focused on remote like options and stuff. In that instance, you're going to have to put down the state that you're working from, because apparently that's a really big deal. They still want to know where you're sitting in the USA, for example. Your contact details, email, and phone number. That's it. Don't put anything else down unless it's like relevant, like maybe your Twitter handle if you really like do a lot of stuff on that. Sorry, not Twitter, X. If you do a lot of stuff on that. And most importantly is your LinkedIn. LinkedIn is basically your resume on your resume, I feel. But it gives you that extra like touch to it. It shows that you're active, that you're networking, that you are actually doing stuff not just like on your resume as said, but actually you're seeing it in action in a live environment. So make sure that whatever you've got on your resume goes back into your LinkedIn, and vice versa, if you can do it, of course. Then you've got your professional summary. So I used to have more like of an objective statement. It kind of got to the point, but it wasn't what I still needed. And when you do your professional summary, you really need to be including like where you were from and where you're going. So what did you have and what led you to where you want to be now. Like, and I know a lot of people also can tailor this to the position that they're applying for, but I haven't done that before because there's a lot of positions and I've applied to quite a number of positions, and it takes a long time to have to tailor your resume as well as your cover letter. Cover letters we'll talk about another day. But yeah, so I normally tailor my cover letter, not my resume. Then your professional summary, also keep it short, 2 to 3 lines at most, like sentences, not lines, like actual lines. Keep it to sentences, 2 to 3 sentences, okay? Then skills. So I listed my skill areas, or you can list your skills and your technical skills, which is also a great idea. And put that in bullets. Apparently recruiters love bullet points because it makes it easier to read. It also looks really neat. Next, I put my education. Education doesn't have to go next. Professionally wise, if you are somebody who has been like building your career already, you've got like a lot of experience behind you, put your experience first. But if you're like me, who is a graduate student, who is, or just a normal student, and you are now still looking for employment and you haven't actually got a lot of experience behind you, focus on your education. That is what is drawing you to that position that you want to apply for. And they want to see that you have that knowledge to back it up. So we only have education as a student. Focus on your education area. So your education area, make sure that you put the name of the program that you're in. Then put the name of the institution that you're from and include your GPA. It's an important thing for recruiters to see what type of GPA you're getting. And another thing here that I did is I went and I included like what type of like things I was using. So for example, I did a paralegal studies certificate program after I did my bachelor's, and there I went and I used a specific program called Westlaw. So I put that down. That's a skill I've learned. I can add that in now, and it shows where I got that skill. At the same time, if you became a member of an organization, like part of your school hobbies or your school activities, put it down that you had that acknowledgement that you were a member there, that you volunteered for that specific position there. From education, I went straight into professional development. So I kind of separated these like sections. They weren't like it's education, but I felt like it was a little bit of a step more than education because I took my time to go out there and do different types of courses that were from other accredited bodies or institutions. So I literally just listed down like what type of institute, like what type of certificate I did or what type of course I did and the accrediting body that gave me that course. And then I put the date. Totally up to you to do this. You don't have to do this. This is just how I laid it out. I don't know if other people do it this way. I haven't seen anybody else do it this way yet. So let me know about that one. Then I went and I did my experience. So because I don't really have much of experience, I put that like underneath my education. But like I said, this can be swapped. You can put this above your education, especially if you're somebody who has a lot of experience. Put it above your education then. Experience, bullet points, very important. Recruiters love bullet points. Keep your information as limited as you can. Try to keep it to 1 to 2 bullet points per year experience. If you can, maybe limit it to 1, especially if you have a lot of experience. I guess you would want to do that because you won't be able to fit it in on those 1 to 2 pages. Then include the dates that you worked with that employer and include the employer's name and the location. Then your extra section. So for me, I did my organizational membership with the National Society of Leadership and Success. Other people might be members of other different types of societies. So you can put that there. You can put down relevant hobbies, for example, that are related to that like position that you're looking for. Like as, for example, if you are looking for a position in marketing, you might want to say you're a content creator. You can say that you've done this for your portfolio, those type of things. And of course, achievements. What type of achievements outside of everything you've done educational-wise, experience-wise, what makes you stand out as a possible candidate? So yeah, basically my layout is pretty simple. I just did my header, my personal information, my professional summary, my skills, my education, my professional development, experience, and my extra. So basically this is how I would format it. I know a lot of people are formatting it differently, but the key thing here when we're formatting is just keep it simple. I've learned that there's a lot of issues with recruiters complaining that they are seeing a lot of resumes that are a little bit dated, I guess you could say. They including pictures of the individual candidates, and that is a really bad thing, because I know we don't want to say it, but people have implicit bias. If they see who the candidate is, they might be like, oh, you know what, I'm not interested in that person, maybe because of their age. If you look very young, maybe they might say you don't have the experience to fill a position. That's a big issue. Same thing when you graduate. So underneath your education, don't put the year that you graduated unless you are actually still in school. Then it's fine. But don't put your the date that you graduated, because it kind of shows how old you are. It gives the idea to the recruiter, okay, this person might have this, they might have done like something in that type of area or career field, but because of them only graduating at this date, they might not be, you know, like age-wise a good fit. So that's a big deal as well. And it also just helps to prevent any discrimination. So just make sure that you don't put anything like those type of things that can give away your age or your gender or stuff like that. So that's just like another tip I've learned along the way. And yeah, so basically that is how I do my resume. I don't know how everybody else is doing your resume, but I'd like to hear your guys' inputs and see what you guys are doing and any tips that you've picked up along the way. And that's episode 1 for my career diary. So yeah, next time we'll try and dive into another topic that's related to careers, and we'll just take it from there. So yeah, thank you for joining me. Bye.